All right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat Live. We're here for the last game of the FA Cup today as Liverpool take on Everton. No, Leicester here. We're here for the Merseyside derby. Liverpool versus Everton at the St Helens Stadium, Harry. We've just watched some fantastic action. Chelsea United going 120 minutes. Chelsea edging it out in the end. We've seen a range of FA Cup results over this weekend with Birmingham registering a battering yesterday. Brighton edging past West Ham. Wins for the top two of the top sides in the league in City and Arsenal. Charlton, leaders of the WSL2, squeezing past Oxford. And now we're here as Liverpool take on Everton. Should be another evenly matched contest.
Yeah, very much so. I think this is a massive game and probably the hardest to predict, with both sides being in a big upturn in form in the new year. I think that it's a massive opportunity for Liverpool and for Gareth Taylor. They were embarrassed by their rivals at Anfield earlier in the season. This today presents a good opportunity for a rejuvenated Liverpool side now with the new signings to right their wrongs and to bounce back and get not only a victory over their rivals but to get into the quarterfinals of the Women's FA Cup. It's a massive opportunity for both these sides to get into the last eight and challenge the biggest sides in the country. So yeah, a huge 90 minutes, potentially more, coming our way between two fierce rivals, all for a place in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. You don't get bigger than that, really.
Indeed. I mean, two teams, you say they're in form. Liverpool since the turn of the year, and they made those January transfers, and they've looked a lot stronger since. Everton since about February when they sacked Brian Sorensen, and now they're actually playing some good football. So I think this will be a very even contest. It's one of those where about a month and a half ago you'd have probably said Everton will edge it. About a couple of weeks ago you'd have said Liverpool will edge it, but now it does sit very evenly, and I think it will be a good contest today. Let's dive into the lineups then. Slight rotation for Liverpool in their forward line. In goal, it's Jennifer Falk. A back four of Shimizu, Clark, Fisk and Bernabe, the same back four they've been using in recent weeks. Nagano then in defence midfield with Capox and O'Sullivan ahead of her. On one wing, it's Mia Enderby. On the other, Kerry Holland. And leading the line, Martha Thomas. What do you make then of that Liverpool selection?
Yeah, it's a good Liverpool side. It's a side that it's the majority of what we've seen since the turn of the year. Of course, the front line is the main talking point. None of the none of the foreign new additions featuring in the front three. I think that it makes sense though. You want to keep the side rotating, and Enderby's been in fine form from the bench. Martha Thomas has looked really sharp since she came in, and of course, Kerry Holland is ever present in this Liverpool side. So it's a good front three. I think you've got that impact off the bench with the new with the several new signings we saw in the forward line that could be introduced. I'm surprised Beta Olsen wasn't given her first start since she returned from injury today. It felt like it may be a good game to do it, but maybe potentially she's not ready to start just yet. But overall, it's a good Liverpool side. It's a midfield that I love. Defensively, they've looked so much better in the last few weeks. So yeah, all round a very strong 11 that will fancy their chances today.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've played some really good football of late, as you say. I think they're definitely now showing that it wasn't the tactics necessarily for Gareth Taylor or the implementation of said setup, but more the fact that they didn't have the players at his disposal to really make his ideas and his setup work. But now that he's got players, now that they have more options in different positions to rotate, to make changes, we're seeing Liverpool start to thrive. And you think, some positive results in the league. They're already out of the League Cup before the summer transfer window, so they couldn't do anything there. This is their chance to have a bit of something to play for at the end of this season. Because, yes, they've still got to focus on the league. They're still got to get out of that relegation fight. But you'd think they'd be comfortable in that now. This is their chance of something to play for, actually, for the last few weeks of the season. So we'll see if Liverpool can do anything today and sustain that run. As for the visitors, well, a fun fact about Everton before we start here. Everton are the only side left in the competition who could win it, and we will have streamed every round that they've been in.
Wow.
Because every other team has been televised last match week, and then not televised this match week, or televised last time out and not televised last time out and televised this time out. Everton, we watched Everton versus West Brom. We're now watching Liverpool versus Everton. So if they can progress all the way to the final, they're the only side whose journey we could have possibly followed all the way.
Wow.
So looking forward to seeing if that comes true today. But it will be tough. As for the Everton side in goal, Courtney Brosnan, a recent contract extension for their goalkeepers, been really important for them throughout this season. In the back four, Blundell, Mace, Fernandez and Kitagawa. Then it seems a midfield four of Mamiki, Wheeler, Hayashi and Vignola, with Van Gaal in the 10 and Gabaro leading the line.
Yeah.
few changes for Everton recently then. We've seen Van Gaal playing a more sort of slightly higher role in this side. We've seen Gabaro come back into the side and start to thrive. Who do you think can have the biggest impact for them in an attacking sense today?
I think the front four all look good. I think Gabaro has been a breath of fresh air, obviously with the drama off the pitch with Kelly Gargo and the lack of any other recognised number 9 in the squad. The return of Gabaro has been really encouraging for Everton. Obviously, has already got a goal since she came back as well. So that's something different for Liverpool to contend with today. Of course, Vignola got the hat-trick at Anfield earlier in the season. It's something that Liverpool will be wary of. They will not want her to cause as much trouble today as she did that day. So, yeah, I think that across the board, Everton's front four can cause a lot of problems for Liverpool today. But looking at Vignola because of the derby earlier in the campaign, looking at Gabaro since she returned, but across the board, Everton have been playing some good football. Scott Finn's got them moving in the right direction. I think that today they'll fancy themselves to once again get one over Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. And a player's been really important for them this season. Ruby Mace will be vital today if they are going to get a result, being their best defender by a distance. And while everything else has kind of capitulated or ebbed and flowed really around her inconsistently, she's been that one rock at the back. And if Mace can perform again today, that would give Everton a great chance of grabbing a result. But the players out into the pitch here at the St Helens Stadium. So let's dive into our predictions. If you're watching along to the show and want to get involved, let us know your scoreline prediction in the live chat. I've already got Riley and Phil getting involved in the live chat, so we'll get to those in a moment. Welcome all, but do get involved in that live chat. We'll start here in the studio though, Harry, and you can kick us off once again. Liverpool taking on Everton in the FA Cup round of 16. What is your prediction?
I'm going to say Liverpool to redeem themselves from the disappointing 4-1 defeat at Anfield. I will say Liverpool 2, Everton 0. I think they've got the quality to see off their rivals here and get into the quarter-finals. I will say goals either side the half. The first one from Martha Thomas and then the second to seal the deal. I will say Silag off the bench to confirm the victory for Liverpool and send Everton out of the tournament.
Wow, yeah, I'm really torn on this one. I think we're going to go beyond the 90 again. I think after watching that Chelsea United game, really close, I think we're going beyond the 90 again. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think these are two very evenly matched sides. I do think Liverpool are slightly stronger, though. I think they've got more off the bench to turn to, as you say there, with already Silag, potentially Beta Olsen. So I'm going to say Liverpool just to edge it. I will say 2-1 Liverpool after extra time. Same result, really, as the game we've just watched. The hosts just edging it. I'll say a goal from Cornelia Kapox to open the scoring. I think Everton will peg them back from a corner. And I'll say Martina Fernandez to continue her rich vein of goal-scoring form. And I think it will be a Beta Olsen winner off the bench, getting back involved in the side. I think she'll score the winning goal. As for the predictions in the live chat, a whole range of predictions. Riley going for 2-1 Liverpool. Phil saying 2-0 Everton. Rose going for 3-2 Everton. Joda going 4-2 Everton. And then Belsky saying 2-1 Liverpool. So a whole range of predictions. Anything could happen. In terms of the live chat, it's 52% Liverpool.
Wow.
48% Everton. It could only be closer if there was one other vote for Everton. It's incredibly tight. I think it shows how difficult it is to call today's game. I think it shows what a good game of football we should be in store for.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, I think that not only a good game of football for 90 minutes, but it's got the potential to go deep. I look at the benches for both sides and, Everton can call upon the likes of Gargo, Kramjar, Garley, Liverpool. We speak about Silag, we speak about Olsen. Both sides have got deep squads here today, which is something we haven't been able to say about either side. For parts of this season. So, this has got potential to be an FA Cup classic, as we've already seen.
Hopefully so, continuing what's been a great day of FA Cup action. And what will continue into tomorrow as a great weekend of FA Cup action. We are already here at the St Helens Stadium. Liverpool versus Everton, the Merseyside derby in the round of 16 in the FA Cup. A place in the quarter-finals at stake for tomorrow evening's draw. These two sides locking horns for a third time this season. And Gareth Taylor from the sidelines hoping it'll be a lot better than the last when they met at Anfield on the opening day of the season and Everton won 4-1. Obviously still a meeting due later in the campaign. And well, the referee We're waiting for his whistle to get things underway here in the Women's FA Cup. And it is Liverpool from the middle. Cornelia Kapox waiting to knock it back. The referee blows his whistle and we're getting underway here at the St Helens Stadium. It's Liverpool taking on Everton in the FA Cup round of 16 stage. And Liverpool trying to go direct early on that, running straight out of play. Blundell back to Mace. Looking up the line and clips it forwards, and that's picked off by Fisk. Bernabei battling to keep that under her possession. Fisk, O'Sullivan, nice turn. Kapox pokes it forwards, but it's pulled back for a foul on O'Sullivan.
Yeah, you expect it to start pretty lively. Both sides wanting to get on top early, be positive. It is a derby as well. Might get it, hopefully get a bit aggressive, have that edge to it, which is exactly what can, determine these kind of games.
Clark on the ball. Just delaying, looking to invite the press of Everton. Fisk finds Nagano, a great forward pass there into the pivot player. O'Sullivan nowhere to go, and a good challenge from Claire Wheeler to recover the ball. Everton go back to Brosnan. Now Fernandez. Launched up the line by Kitagawa, but launched out of play, an unsuccessful pass. Because there's only 2 TV games I wanted to watch this weekend, and they clash. Yeah, the North London derby clashing with the Merseyside derby. Clark building out from the back. Now Fisk carrying the ball forwards. Trying to take it past Cavado. Now Bernabei holding the width well. Inside to O'Sullivan. Bernabei looking down the line. Forced backwards. And now it's with Fisk. Nagano finding Clark. Liverpool to the right-hand side. Shimizu. Clark. Into Fisk.
Yeah, good start by Liverpool, getting on the ball, looking to control, and that is a bit of an error from Nagano, gets away with it. But Liverpool looking to be positive as expected. Gareth Taylor football, get on have the hold of possession and then try and break down your opposition.
Yeah, absolutely. Liverpool dictating the tempo so far. And obviously Everton playing a very different system than they did under Brian Sorensen. They're looking to be a bit more direct now. In the 4-4-2, out of possession structure, just trying to limit Liverpool's options going forward. Falk here getting a fair few touches on the ball. And we'll look to the right-hand side as pressure starts to emerge. Nagano, Clark, Falk. Had an option splitting the centre half, rolls it to the left-hand side instead, and Fisk carries forwards. It's going to be forced backwards. Now looking to switch play. Ball through the lines, picked off high by Mamiki. Fisk again. And it's one back in midfield well by Everton. One back by Liverpool. It's a game of quickly changing hands there on the edge of the penalty area, and now Liverpool have possession with their goalkeeper Falk.
Yeah, the misplaced pass from Fisk kind of sent everyone into a bit of disarray, and pressing and tactics went out the window, and everyone decided to run at the football, changing hands. But Liverpool getting back on it. That's what they've got to be careful of, though. They can't afford to make mistakes playing out. Everton, Scott Phelan's got them playing some really good stuff off the ball.
Yeah. Mace now. Knocks it back to Kitagawa, who plays it to Brosnan. Fernandez. Brosnan. And that ball out towards the right-hand side, misplaced by Courtney Brosnan. Now Rose welcome to the stream, going 2-2. GT going 4-1 Liverpool. Not more comprehensive then, looking to enact revenge on that opening day result. Yeah, trying to progress there, not trying to play well by Blundell.
Yeah, this playing out, and it will probably play out exactly how we expect it to. Liverpool on the ball, Everton working hard off it, and it's just going to come down to whether Liverpool can take their chances or whether Everton will punish them up the other end.
Shimizu trying to lift that ball into the box. Fernandez gets a strong head away, and Vignola beats one. Clark will make the challenge and launches it into the far corner. So an Everton thrown on this near side. Kevin saying 2-2 and extra time. So penalties predicted for both Rose and Kevin. Blundell looking down the line. Mamiki drops to receive, and Blundell knocking it on, looking for Gabardo. One high here by Liverpool. That flick on from Thomas, searching for O'Sullivan. Blundell, though, recovering the ball. One high by Fisk, around the corner to Nagano. And that's misplaced, aimed for Jenna Clark. Clark options to the left with Grace Fisk. Now back to Clark. Wide into Fisk. Knocks it wider into Bernabé. He's going to go down the line. Holland gives chase. Mace sweeps though, and it's back to Brosnan. Launches it forwards. Nagano picks it up in midfield. Barreled down in there by Onella Vignola. Out towards the right-hand side. Shimizu. Wide into Enderby. Nagano now in midfield. Going to be forced backwards. Now O'Sullivan with a horizontal pass. Knocks back to Clark. Wide into Shimizu. Now ball out of play for an Everton throw.
Yeah.
Cagey opening 6, really. Liverpool trying to make something happen. Everton sat deeper.
Yeah, you sense that Liverpool aren't quite comfortable on the ball yet.
Wheeler goes down the line. Vignola looking to make something happen. Switch to the play. Finds Mamiki, who adjusts well. Now goes back to Blundell. Mamiki lifts it in there. Headed away by Fisk. Gavaro tries to feed it through the lines, and that will run out of play. For a goal kick.
Yeah, it's not... Everton will be frustrated because I don't think Liverpool really got going yet. Liverpool haven't set into their stride or managed to really get a foot on the ball. But Everton haven't really taken advantage of that. You know, they've won it back and it's been scrappy and it's pinballed around and it's been very difficult.
Yeah, they've not really made anything click in the final third, and it's not relieving the pressure. Liverpool are playing forwards well. They're not really breaking them down, but they are... Yeah, Liverpool can't break Everton down. Everton really can't get out. It's going to take one of those two things to go first. A foul in there and a Liverpool free kick. Vignola over-aggressive against Shimizu.
Yes, another one from Vignola. Oh, very high foot. Shimizu goes to head the ball. Vignola's got her studs up there. It's a dangerous one. Just a conversation. Because if she connects there, you know, she's off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Got to be careful. Ornella Vignola there. Shimizu escaping there without any infliction. Riley says this is so hard to predict because both sides in recent weeks have been decent. Absolutely. And you had the factor of it's a Merseyside derby. Both sides are going to be up for it. It means that little bit more for both of these teams. Shimizu back to Clark. And now Falk. Fisk finds Shimizu. Clark looking down the line. And Enderby tries to turn, but it's good defending from Kitagawa. It's also a position now where you've got two teams who, I mean, a few weeks ago you were talking about them in that relegation fight, but are starting to look quite comfortable. Everton have amassed a decent gap now, climbed above even Aston Villa. And Liverpool, yeah, they're only on 11 points, only 2 points above Leicester, but you just feel they're considerably better than Leicester and probably better than West Ham. So, yeah, they're in a comfortable position. That, though, really poor pass from Grace Fisk.
Yes, another one from Fisk. So a couple of those in the opening stages that have just gone awry or been overhit, and definitely something Everton have got to capitalise on. And that's the thing, is that both these sides are playing decently, but we also know that both teams have got errors in them, or they can falter.
It's just been quite casual playing out from the back so far from Liverpool. Not been particularly accurate. Ball in. And that overhit. Fernandez at the back post, though, looking to replicate somebody else in form of late. Unable, though, to pick out a teammate with that header across the box. It drops for Blundell. Mamiki. Flipping it forwards. Kitagawa, has she stayed on side? She has. And it's blocked out, and that will be a corner.
Yeah, it must have been a close one there. Liverpool players weren't happy, but just held a position on side. And Clark does enough to put it out for a corner. But yeah, early phases going in Everton's favour as they just seem to be penning Liverpool in a bit.
Yeah, they're creating more opportunities now, and if Fernandez can get away at the back post again. Ball in from Mace, and that runs straight through. And they were again looking for Martina Fernandez. I think Liverpool have wised up to that one after watching her do it a few times against Aston Villa and seeing early on here that they're trying to do the same thing again.
Yeah, trying the same routine, only a minute apart isn't really going to work because the other team are going to know what you're trying to do. But yeah, Liverpool just need to try and find a way to play through Everton. We know they've got some top players in the front third of the pitch, Liverpool, but at the moment they just can't get the ball to them.
Falk into Grace Fisk, who carries the ball forward. Finds Holland between the lines. Mamiki holds. Bernabé now. Great control. Slips it back to Nagano, who's barreled down in there, and Everton have the opportunity. Guevara pulling away, but that's pulled back for the foul, which I don't think they can have any complaints about.
Yeah, just over-aggressive there.
Van Gaal just stepping in. Nudging Nagano after the ball's been played.
Yeah.
Kapox into Enderby, who's brought down again, and that will be another Liverpool free kick. Kitagawa going through the back of it.
Yeah, rogue one that. Just tried to win the ball from behind and came through Enderby to get that. A bit of a sore one for the Liverpool winger as she hit the floor.
Yeah, Kitagawa. They're aggressive and then falling on top of me, Enderby.
Now, letting them know you're there early in a derby. That's one way to do it.
Indeed. 12 minutes played then. Not too much in the way of action. At either goal mouth, Liverpool now with an opportunity, though, to try and make something happen. It's a free kick. Holland to take. And what will Kerry Holland do here? Delivers the ball into the box across the face of goal. Clark at the back post keeps it alive. No one able to react, and that looks like quite an obvious pass back. Well, Everton will get away with it, and they launch it quickly. And it's Vignola out to chase. Falk off her line quickly, though, and clearing the ball into the stands.
Yeah, Everton do not deal with this ball in. What a ball it is from Holland. How nobody in a red shirt makes contact with this. It was Thomas who was closest.
And Clark does well, gets it across goal. I mean, that looks like a blatant pass back to me.
I don't know. I don't know if Macy's trying to knock it to her.
I know.
I think that's a hard one to judge.
Yeah.
I think it was more a heavy touch.
Again, when refs are trying to police based on what they think that player is thinking, it's difficult. But it's a very soft clearance. An extremely heavy touch.
Yeah, I just think it's difficult to call that deliberate.
So played inside, brilliant from Mamiki. Great press as she now escapes with possession, looks to cut inside. And that ball in has been blocked. Blundell to Mace. Wide to Mamiki.
That was another Grace Fist pass being picked off.
And one back in there by Bernabé. Two players on the deck. Fisk back now to Falk. Lifting the ball forwards. Now bounce through. Mamiki able to pick up the pieces. Show up to the streams has come on the toffees. Kevin says Ornella should have seen red there. I don't know. Obviously, going back to that incident a few moments ago. Now, she didn't make any contact, but it was definitely a very high boot.
Yeah, should have been booked. I think she got lucky with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she didn't. She makes contact and absolutely, but she didn't. She'll be, she's all right with that one.
It's Nagano. Fisk looking forwards. Options to the left and right. Will carry it and go to the left-hand side. Bernabé, really positive touch. Mamiki on hand to slash it out of play. Liverpool throwing again as they look to go up the line.
Yeah, it's just another case of when Liverpool get the ball forwards, they look good, and it does come together quite nicely in the final third. But it's just if Everton can pen them in, that's when they turn the ball over and can cause problems.
Liverpool. Throw goes backwards. Schmitzu surveying. Clark now. Trying to lay that in behind. Overhit. And Brosnan out to go and collect the ball for the goal kick.
Just forcing it a bit, Liverpool.
I think Everton are making life very difficult for them, though. I think their press has been strong, and they're just making themselves hard to break down.
Yeah, it's why if Everton are to score today, it is 100% going to come from winning the ball hard at the pitch.
Yeah, I mean Liverpool, but two things. Liverpool have been poor playing after the back. Everton have been good pressing, so absolutely a chance. Guevara heads down to Mamiki. Knocks it into Bernabé, lets it go for the throw. Blundell up the line to take.
I don't think we've really seen Everton actually progress the ball through the pitch yet. I mean, here, it's direct from Mace.
It's a lot of long ball, but equally, how long did we watch Everton struggle to play out under Sorensen and say, why are they doing that? Why are they why do they keep trying to play out from the back and it doesn't work? Now they're being more direct, so I don't think we can complain. I think that's exactly what they should be doing.
I think Scott Phelan's got nailed it to a T.
Fist wins it back. Wow, here's O'Sullivan to carry it forwards in midfield. Looking out to the left-hand side. Holland holds the width. Bernabé getting up in support. Holland delays. Now O'Sullivan in towards Bernabé. Mace getting back in there to win back possession. Gabardo trying to spin. Fisk commits a foul on Holland. Liverpool win back possession without issue. O'Sullivan wide into Holland. He's still feeling the effects there after getting barreled into by Gabardo. And Fisk trying to be more direct again. Thomas with a great control finds Holland, who wants to take on Mace. And Holland gets around her well. The ball, though, into the box. Not good enough. Shimizu recycling now on this right-hand side. Kapox forced backwards. Now down the line to Shimizu. Kapox looks for Enderby. And that poor Premier Enderby.
Yeah, very tight area to try and complete a triangle there between Kapox, Enderby and Shimizu. It doesn't quite work out. But yeah, Scott Phelan has nailed exactly what you need to do as an interim manager.
Yeah.
Go 4-4-2, go back to basics, be direct with the ball, and be really strong without the ball.
Keep it simple, get results. And they have done both of those things.
Yeah.
Falk. Clark. And it's picked off high at the pitch and it falls favourably for Liverpool.
They're getting away with a few.
Here's Nagano. Yeah, I mean, Everton could have scored by now if it just fell nicer.
Yeah.
So Liverpool all the possession so far, but neither side's really had much luck in front of goal. Liverpool the only side to take a shot thus far. That unable to find the target.
And that's something that will frustrate Everton because, excuse me, although they haven't had too much of the ball, the amount of times they've already turned it over, you'd have thought that they might have had a go at Jennifer Falk by now.
Yeah, there's been a few times absolutely where they've got the ball out of the field and it's just not come to anything. Clark into Fisk. Holland now in this central area looking for Kapox and Hayashi. Kitagawa all the way back to Brosnan. Mace. Great pressure from O'Sullivan. And now Hayashi. Sullivan puts the pressure on again. Mace to Blundell. Everton being penned into their own corner here, and Mace going a little more direct. One by Fisk. Now turned over high by Gabardo. Good work from Kaparks, and here come Liverpool. Enderby driving it forward on the edge box. Takes aim. Good effort, just wide. Don't mind that for Amir. Enderby drove forward with purpose, struck it well, just wide of the mark.
Yeah, the form she's in, you expected that to go, but she looks like a different player, Mia Enderby, now that she's got a few goals under her belt. Enderby at the start of the season would have tried to lay this off to somebody, but no, she got her head down, drove for goal, and just dragged it past the post. That is not a bad effort at all. Really good from Liverpool. Kapox winning it in the middle of the pitch, and Enderby putting it narrowly wide.
Out towards the right-hand side now as Everton build out. Blundell down the line. Mamiki. Bernabé forces her off. Kevin says Enderby was close. Yeah. Should have finished that one. Inside now to Wheeler. Mamiki, has that gone? It has. That'll be a Liverpool throw-in on the near touchline.
Yeah, you still see hints of Sorensen, don't you, in Everton's play? Just trying to overplay it in areas they really shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think they're... I don't know if they're necessarily trying to overplay it. They don't really have the options. The problem with trying to lump it long is who makes it stick. Like, lumping it long is fine, and I think that going more direct is fine, but you can't just hit it long because you've got no one to hold the ball up. So what they're trying to do is invite the pressure to create space to go long into and try and target runners in behind and maybe like a flick on in behind. You know, if they had a Kelly Gargo, then they probably could be direct earlier, and Gargo is on the bench today.
Yeah.
Potentially she could be reintroduced to the squad with Sorensen gone.
That'd be a big boost. Especially since Cactus Knights got injured. They didn't have a number 9 until Gabaro was reintroduced.
Yeah. Nigel says bit of a sabotage to have it at the same time as the North London derby. Yeah, I mean, this is the weird scheduling this weekend. I love the fact Birmingham Chatham was on TV. And I didn't mind the time that sort of kicked off, but you could have had a 12:30.
Yeah. Especially
since there was no 12:30 because TNT didn't put any Premier League on then. So they could have put a game on. Foul count well, the ball went long. Mamiki challenged it. Mace heading forwards. There's nothing on Friday night.
Yeah.
When there could have been. Any of the games that didn't involve the WSL clubs could have been on TV. Well, not the WSL clubs, sorry, any that involved the WSL top 3. Or, yeah, Champions League teams. Could have been on the Friday night. I think they just made a bit of a weird choice with some of the scheduling. Mace clipping it forwards, looking for the runner Gabardo. Fisk will get there, but that touch, taking it out for a corner. And a chance for Everton now to put a bit of pressure on again.
Yeah, again, good spell from Everton. So Everton flowed. Everton started to gain the better side. Liverpool kind of then grew into it, but now that the Toffees are having a go at the Reds once again, and this was a good switch to the place a moment ago. Falk coming out to meet and beat Mamiki to it, and Holland following up luckily, because if not, that would have fallen to the onrushing Everton player with an open goal to aim for.
Yeah, corner for Everton. And it's Yuka Mamiki over this one. Who can she pick out with the delivery? Mamiki in towards the front post. Touched out by Kapox. And that will be another corner. What can Everton muster up here? Martina fans in around the penalty area now. They're not worried about trying to get her in at the far post. Instead, just lumping everyone in the 6-yard box. So again, the delivery for Everton delayed this time. As we wait for the pushing and the shoving in the box to subside. Mamiki In towards the front post again. Headed away by Fisk again. Mace will shield it out. Throwing now for Everton. Miki want to take it quickly. But actually, we'll let Everton get back into their shape. Blundell will take the throw. Goes down the line. Mamiki back to Blundell. Through the lines and Fisk clears. Mace now heads inside. Touched on by Hayashi. Van Gaal, lovely lift in behind. Wheeler needs to square it. Hooks it inside. Vignola competes. Clark will get there though. Mamiki pouncing on this loose ball. Tries to go up the line. One back well by Bernabé. Mamiki wins high. Combines well with Wheeler. Yuka Mamiki dragging a shot wide at the near post.
Yeah, we'd like to do better there. Mamiki enjoyed a very good FA Cup campaign so far. And yeah, should have hit the target. Again, a little bit sloppy from Liverpool. Lovely give and go between Mamiki and Wheeler, and the shot from very far out, it has to be said. Should have done better, just dragged it towards his near post.
And that initial bit, I feel Claire Wheeler's got to do a lot better. Like hooking it inside, just up in the air. I think you've got to drill that across the box. See what you can get.
Yeah.
You've got Gabaro lurking at the back post. You've got Vignola making a run as well. Even further out. Yeah, I think you could have... I think they should have done better there. Liverpool win it. Lose it high up the pitch again. Everton with the opportunity. Hayashi. Now Mamiki. Wide. Poking it forwards. Bernabé does enough there to send her off balance. Without fouling it. And Liverpool now can let it play out. But it's been so messy. Building out from the back from Liverpool so far this game.
Yeah. This feels like where they were a couple months ago. Just really struggling on the ball. And of course, some credit has to go to Everton for that. But, Liverpool equally are misplacing quite a few passes.
Nagano into O'Sullivan. Fisk. This is better from Liverpool on the ball. Back into the channel with O'Sullivan. Wheeler knocks it out of play. Better move from Liverpool as they get into the Everton third.
Yeah, I like it from Fisk. Picking the ball up and running with it. Carrying it forwards herself, gaining her side 10, 15 yards and just dropping Everton further and further back.
Fisk. Cross. To Shimizu. Now Clark. Fisk. Into Bernabé now, who needs some support. Goes back to O'Sullivan. That's a lovely turn and space now to drive into. Shifts it wide for Holland on the touchline. Up against Mamiki, trying to correct the angle for the cross. Finds on the edge of the box Nagano. One back in there by Van Gaal. Gavado now battling for the ball. And Fisk does well, just knock it out of play. So throwing on the near side for Everton. Blundell. Makes lifting it into midfield. And Van Gaal losing out in there to Enderby. Enderby does well. Here is Nagano. Exchanging with Shimizu. Nagano into O'Sullivan. Now Clark. Fisk. Looking up, forced backwards though. Clark, O'Sullivan clipping it over to Shimizu in the back right corner. This Liverpool structure. Kapox. Enderby. Will be forced backwards. Good pressure from Hikaru Kitagawa. Clark. Looking positively. Nagano going back to Jennifer Falk. Lifting it to the left-hand side. Bernabé brings it under her control. Now Fisk. Who looks towards the right-hand side. And goes back to Falk. But yeah, it's 2 shots apiece so far. One on target from Everton, nothing on target from Liverpool. It has been a tame first half an hour, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The league game in the opening day of the season was 4-1 Everton. It's a Merseyside derby, placing the FA Cup quarterfinals on the line, and both sides look really scared of each other.
It's nervy. It's surprisingly nervy, I have to say.
You'd think for both these sides, of course they want to get to the quarters, but the fact they're in this round is now a free hit. Get through the last 8, happy days. But, if you play positively and lose, it's not the end of the world. I'm really surprised by how cagey this first half an hour has been. First 5-10 minutes, of course, every cup tie is going to be like that, and it's a derby, but half an hour through, and there's not a single player that has been able to lay their mark on this game yet.
There's no runners for Liverpool, no carriers. I mean, Kapox can do it, but we've not really seen Kapox get on the ball at all. I think they're massively missing Alice Bergstrom.
Yeah.
As someone just to pick up the ball and just drive it, because how much of their progression is just getting the ball to the right-hand side and Bergstrom beats a player and just carries up the line. You get an attack from that and it can sustain pressure, but Enderby's not that same kind of player. As we see her just lose the ball there. And Vignola, nice turn. Round the corner into Van Gool. Pass inside, picked off by Fisk. And then you're coupling that with an Everton side who play a very defensive system.
Yeah.
And, the West Ham game and London City games were not brilliant watches.
No.
It was, they were good results. But yeah, their last 3 matches were a win against Aston Villa, where it was 2-headed goals from Martina Fernandes, a 1-0 win against London City in a truly terrible game of football, and a 1-0 win against West Ham. So, yeah, I think Everton done a really good job of just shutting Liverpool down so far and just making life really difficult for them. I think they should be doing better to capitalise when they win the ball high. They've generated a load of high turnovers and done nothing with them.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a real disappointment because Liverpool haven't been at the races yet.
No.
I don't think Everton are capitalised, and the fear will be if Liverpool just kick it up a gear, can Everton stay with them? I'm not so sure. So they need to capitalise right now while Liverpool are starting slow. Another high win there from Mace. The guy on one hand, though, to win back possession for Liverpool is Clark. Yeah. I think we're going to go into the break 0-0 at this rate.
I think so too, because no one's going to make a change in 30 years. But there aren't any what I'd call live wires on the pitch at the moment. There's no one I look at who could just make something happen.
Poor pass out again. O'Sullivan will get there just about. And it's cleared away. Here is Mamiki. And they're brought down by Bernabé in there, who just came in to try and make the challenge. But I don't think there's been sort of any passes into the final third. There's been a lot of short passes near the back. Not a lot in terms of, sort of chances created yet.
Yeah, there's a lack of spark for both sides, and that's what I expected with Everton because, as you say, Everton aren't playing pretty football. Scott Phelan isn't a tactical genius. He is in to get results. That's exactly what he's done. Fair play to him, and that's what they're trying to do today. Everton aren't trying to outclass Liverpool. They're trying to win this football match, and that's how they'll play it to the end of the season. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's what they need to do in the position they're in. But Liverpool are really struggling to create or make anything happen.
Mamiki swings. Martina Fernandes tries to get there. Cleared out of play well by Holland. Throw in for Everton.
But I think you're right. If Liverpool just up their game, then they should win this.
Yeah, they've been trying to move the ball quickly and it's been inaccurate. Vignola touches down. Kitagawa delivers in towards the front post. And Falk reclaiming possession, now looking to launch it forwards. Not dealt with fully by Martina Fernandes. Great pressure from Thomas. Here come Liverpool. Looks to the left-hand side. Holland up against Blundell. Lifts it towards the back post. Chance now, Enderby. And she's got it there. It's not how she intended. She's been wiped out in the aftermath. But Liverpool have the leading goal here, and Enderby down in some discomfort definitely tarnishes it somewhat. Liverpool trying to celebrate, but Enderby down in pain. It's Liverpool 1, Everton 0. And this is worrying for Mia Enderby.
Yeah, again, it's finally one of the teams has cracked the maiden error, and it's Liverpool who go direct this time, and Everton make a complete mess of it. Fernandes knees it backwards, Mace clears it straight into Thomas, who does well to latch onto it. The ball from Holland is incredible. What a ball that is from Holland. And Enderby with a really good header to beat Brosnan, but yeah, gets clattered into in the process.
Yes, a fantastic delivery. She misjudges it completely.
Yeah.
And it looked initially like it's some sort of head injury or something because the way she goes down. But her knee just buckles as she combines with Brosnan. As the two come together, it's the left knee just getting caught there between Brosnan's legs and immediately screaming in pain. And this probably the end of the afternoon for Mia Enderby. You can just see they're focusing in on the knee, which is an odd camera decision, but there we go. We'll cut away from it.
But yeah,
respect.
It's just an awkward one. As you said, both Enderby and Brosnan completely misjudged it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But the ball's in the back of the net and Liverpool have the lead.
Not a goal she'll cherish, Enderby, but one that could prove important.
And it's another goal for her in what has been a really good run of form. Liverpool picked up form as Enderby's really started firing, and that's 3 or 4 goals now in her last few games. It's really encouraging.
I mean, 5 total for the season is starting to not look like too bad a return.
Yeah, for a player that hadn't scored a WSL goal until this season, it's just really put a good run of form together.
We've matched her total from all of last campaign, but it's worth bearing in mind that 4 of those came in the League Cup.
Yeah.
And 1 in the FA Cup.
But this is a shame because she's done really well off the bench, rewarded with the start tonight, has got the goal, but in the process of scoring is probably going to end up coming off here with an injury. And it's a difficult one because it's a very anticlimactic way to score for Liverpool.
It's a heavy contact, really heavy contact.
And they are going to make the change.
And so we better Olsen to come in to the fray, so she'll have to play on the right wing.
I mean, it's not a bad change to have, is it, on your bench?
No, it's not a great fit. My only thought, could this be a 4-4-2 and they put Kapox out wide?
Potentially. But I guess the winger options are quite thin on the ground today.
You could go Silag and then put Holland on the right wing. I think would make more sense.
Yeah.
But this will be terminal for Mia Enderby. That knee injury, and this will be a huge concern. Liverpool, they've got options now, but they don't want them all to be out injured again.
No.
And that's Bergstrom, who I believe is out with a knock today. Should be back, I believe, by the time we come back to WSL action in a few weeks' time. But this will probably be the end of the season for Mia Enderby.
Yeah.
And, when it's a knee, you always worry about the ACL. And if this is to be an ACL, that'll be a horrible time for Mia Enderby. It's a horrible time for anyone to pick up an ACL injury any time, but particularly a player who struggled so much for form, finally seems to be fitting into this Liverpool team. And now a situation like this where we could be seeing Mia Enderby on the sidelines for an extended period. So hopefully a speedy recovery for Enderby.
Yeah.
She's going to be stretchered off here.
Yeah. And Liverpool have to get going again. Everton are going to also have to respond to conceding. So both sides will want to get going again here and get up to speed. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this plays out now because the goal didn't come against a run of play, but as you said a moment ago, we expected to get into half time at 0-0.
Nice touch here from Mason Brosnan over just to wish her well. I mean, no ill intention at all there in the challenge from Courtney Brosnan came to claim the ball, but regardless, showing respect there for Mia Enderby Mace as well. Someone who Enderby will be familiar with, players who played alongside each other in the 23 set of quite a lot. So Mia Enderby makes way, Beta Olsen on to replace Mia Enderby, the goal scorer there. Not able to celebrate it, but it does give Liverpool an important lead and breaking the deadlock here at the St Helens Stadium. And Everton getting us back underway in this one. There's 6 minutes. We would expect a lengthy period of additional time due to that stoppage. Ball down the line from Kittigar. One back in there by Shimizu. Now Clark tries to carry the ball forwards. One back well by Nagano. And now Bernabé can return the ball to Falk. As Kevin says, it's an accident, but looks horrible. Absolutely. Hopefully it's not. an extended period on the sidelines or too long a period for Mia Enderby. It's one of those, we Nagano to the right-hand side. We talk a lot about ACL injuries. That one, at least it's not one of those where it's in the turf and it's off the ball. There is clear contact as to why that happens. But, yeah, horrible to see two players coming together and ending in that kind of result. Kapok's trying to turn and one back here by Hayashi. Kitagawa trying to carry it up the line there. Wheeler, nowhere to go. Everton have to throw though, and they look to take it quickly and catch Liverpool off guard. They then delay. Wheeler. Kitagawa into Vignola, who battles away, and it's Liverpool who come away with possession. And out towards the right-hand side now. Here's Olsen, will be forced backwards. Now Clark.
I have to say, that moment there, and just it's just had a bit of shades of playground football. Everyone seems to be getting caught up in the same area, and everyone
on top of each other.
Yeah, like there, 3/4 of the 22 players on the pitch were in that one rectangular section of the far side. And you just think if someone can break away from that, if one of the teams can get the ball out, then they're going to have a lot of space to enjoy on the other side.
Olsen losing out there to Vignola, now Kitagawa. Ball down the line, and Shimizu picks that up without issue. And now Liverpool are going to play forwards. Header on by Fernandez, nodded inside by Kapox, and Nagano picks up the ball, and it's Bernabé now as they stretch the play, knocks it in behind. Holland tries to take on Mace. Good defending from Ruby Mace. Corner now for Liverpool though.
Good move from Liverpool, much better. Getting the ball down and a bit of pace to their play for Gareth Taylor's side, and Everton are just looking to stay within touch and get into half-time. But this is what you spoke about. If Liverpool can just up the ante, they can move the ball a bit quicker, then they should be able to outclass Everton in this game. And you feel that maybe that goal is the kickstart that Liverpool needed.
Absolutely. Holland over this. There will be a delay to this because the referee wants to have a chat with Clark and I'm not sure who else. Referee smiling and laughing,
cracking jokes.
Yeah. He's got good. He's got banter as the referee.
Yeah.
Ball in from Holland towards the back post. Header towards goal. It bounces around, and that will be another corner for Liverpool. Couldn't quite squeeze it over the line. There, the Reds.
Yeah, a lot of players had a hack at it. Thomas, O'Sullivan, Clark, all in the area. But eventually, I think it was Van Gaal that got it clear. But Liverpool keeping the pressure on a second goal before half-time would give them control of this FA Cup tie.
Indeed. Corner now then for the Reds. Liverpool, what can they make happen? Holland in towards the back post. Fisk rising highest, but Kitagawa rising higher. Shimizu down the line. Lovely from Nagano. He actually brings her down. Referee blows for a free kick and a chance for Liverpool to put the ball in the box again.
Yeah, just a bit of rogue leg there from Hayashi, bringing down Nagano, and Everton are under a little bit of pressure here to keep themselves in this game. Liverpool are just... Liverpool sense an opportunity to just squeeze Everton out before half-time here, and if they can walk into break with a 2-goal lead, then suddenly they're in a great position.
Indeed, Holland then, over this. Who can she pick out?
More conversations going on in the penalty area. Maybe the ref's just trying out new, cracking more jokes.
He's in practicing some new material he's got to try out in this game. But no, there's some more serious discussion, and Holland ready now to put the ball into the penalty area. And that, a good delivery again. It bounces around and it's turn time and Liverpool double their advantage. A few minutes into her return, it's Beta Olsen off the bench to score. Lovely impact goal. She jumped up well. There's a claim here from Everton to hit her arm. But with no VAR, who is going to be able to check that? And that is Everton, who are struggling to handle Liverpool at the moment from these set pieces. Olsen pounces and just able to toe poke it home, really. Liverpool 2, Everton 0.
Yeah, back like she never left, Beta Olsen. Picking up another goal. It's hard to see from that angle whether Everton's complaints were correct.
So it's headed down and it hits Olsen. Does it hit her arm?
It's the left arm, I think.
Will help.
It's the left arm. There, yeah.
It hits her body and then up into her left arm. Great reaction from Olsen just to poke it in, though. Striker's instinct. But no one reacts for Liverpool. For Everton.
Yeah, it is carnage. Yes, it's a bit unfortunate, but no one reacts. No one is alert for Everton in that penalty area.
Mace goes long. Holland wins the header. It drops in midfield here. But yeah, Olsen, I mean, she's had a few fleeting appearances off the bench recently, but coming on for a longer period here and scoring 6 minutes into it. And we do have 5 minutes of additional time in this first half due to that Mia Enderby injury.
But this is good for Liverpool because it hasn't been their best performance, but a good spell, and suddenly it's gone from a really competitive and cagey game to Liverpool having 1 foot in the quarterfinals.
But equally 2 good deliveries. Enderby misjudged it, but obviously it came off her and went in. And then that opportunity there for Olsen. Liverpool now under threat. It's cleared away. Vignola flicking it forwards. Actually lets her continue her run. Looks for a cutback and it's blocked by Shimizu. But Liverpool created 2 big opportunities there. Great deliveries from Holland on both of them. And they put them both in the back of the net. Yeah. That's what they should be doing. And Everton, for all the trouble they've given Liverpool, haven't done anything. 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.1 XG. You're not going to score a goal that way.
No, you're not. The pressing's been good, but the box defending has been really poor. And that was a big problem under Sorensen. It's been a big problem, I think, for Everton over the last couple of years. But yeah, they're defending their own penalty area is not good enough.
Ball in, headed away by Thomas Hayashi. Up into the air and onto the roof of the net.
Yeah, you're right. They've looked good without off the ball. The pressing has been strong at possession, but they haven't done it when they turned it over. They've done nothing with it. And then when Liverpool come at them, they just haven't been able to stop them because it hasn't been great in front of goal from Liverpool. But as you say, 2 good chances, put them both in the back of the net, and Everton have been nowhere near dealing with them.
Indeed. Foul count towards the left-hand side, headed on. Now 1 in there by Mace. Holland puts it up in the air. Mace will get there, and it's pulled back for a foul anyway on Everton player.
It was a foul, but yet again, Everton make a mess of it. That time it was Mace who just kneed it up in the air.
Mace under pressure here, goes to Brosnan, who clears it away. Well, Mace made a bit of a mess of it in the build-up to the goal. First goal.
Just cleared it in. I mean, Fernandez kneeing it back towards didn't help, but then just cleared it straight into Thomas, who then ran onto it to give it to Holland.
She's had a great season as that sort of centre-back role, but in today's game where there's a little bit more space and it's a little more open rather than just backs to the wall defending, it does feel that she's really struggling to adjust to being a centre-back.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Everton have got some good results, and they'll be fine in the league because of the run they've had. They've got results against the teams around them. They beat Villa, they beat London City, they beat West Ham. Sides of similar, if not worse, quality in very tight, cagey, and not pretty games. This is the toughest side they've come up against since Scott Phelan took the job on as the interim, and I think maybe this just shows that they've still got a long way to go. Of course, no one's expecting Phelan to come in, they're going to be brilliant, but I think they've won 3 in a row, but they're still not there, and there's still problems.
I mean, absolutely. There was always going to be an adaptation period needed for what they're looking to do in the future. I think I think they're still a long way off where they envisioned they would be at this point.
Yeah.
Like, if we think about how ambitious their summer was, a lot of money spent, the new stadium, I think there was a lot of belief that they would go into, they'd have a positive season and then be looking at next season as building on that.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like they need to start again at Everton next summer.
New stadium.
No, I don't think they need another new stadium, but and obviously that foundation now, that foundation block is there. But yeah, it does feel like they're going to need a lot of recruitment in the upcoming transfer window. But yeah, we'll see how they go. They should be safe from relegation out, which is a big positive. But they wouldn't have ever wanted to be in that fight. Ball back to Brosnan, who launches it forwards. Fisk winning the aerial. Drops now for O'Sullivan batting away, and Mace able to clear it. Out towards the left-hand side. Vignola carries forwards. Plays it through the lines, and that's cut out by Nagano. Hayashi, and that's the half-time whistle here at the St Helens Stadium. Liverpool 2, Everton 0. It was a slow first half an hour, but after Liverpool broke the deadlock through Mia Enderby, who didn't know much about her goal, but was able to get the final touch to open the scoring. Well, since then, Liverpool have been the stronger side, and they added to that with an Olsen goal on 45 minutes. So Liverpool lead by 2-0. I mean, both goals without the controversy. Enderby fouled in the first, and Olsen committing a handball in the second. But Liverpool comfortable, and Everton failed to capitalise on a slow start from the Reds.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that Liverpool were very happy with the scoreline going into half-time. The way they've played, not so much. They rode their luck a bit. They took a while to get going. And I think that Enderby goal from nowhere really kind of rebooted the home side. And they got there, they clicked into gear and started playing some better football. But Everton, they had Liverpool in a bit of trouble to start with. Couldn't take advantage, couldn't capitalise. Have done nothing in front of goal when they have turned the ball over. And yeah, Liverpool went up the other end and punished them for that. And a good spell right at the end of the half sees Liverpool now in a great spot in this game. And I think that Everton and Phelan will be thinking, well, how are we here? We've pressed them well. We've done nothing with it, and bang, cut into half time, and they're 2 goals down.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of an odd. It's the problem with setting up the way Everton have is that if you're going to be very defensive, but then you concede 2 goals, then that first half just looks like Everton playing really poorly.
Yeah.
And yeah, that complexion changed so quickly. But I mean, they offered nothing, Everton. They were turning the ball over with a decent amount of consistency. It was good pressing, and then that just stopped, and they didn't ever capitalise on those. And Liverpool got better playing out. This is what I said. If Liverpool raised that, we were talking about the 30th minute, and I was saying, it does feel like Everton haven't capitalised, and if Liverpool raise that level even a bit, I don't think Everton can go with them, and that's kind of what we've seen. Liverpool got a bit better. They've been better playing out from the back. They've been a little bit more direct. They've moved the ball a lot quicker, and they've started putting some really good deliveries into the box. And Everton haven't really adjusted. I mean, their box defending has been one of the biggest positives, but that Holland delivery was excellent, but they never really dealt with it, and Brosnan misjudged it. And then the second one, the cross in from Kerry Holland, they don't head it away clearly. Yes, it hits Olsen, but the response after that from Everton is to all put your hands in the air rather than react and try and jump on that ball. And I just think it's just been a bit weak from Everton so far. Liverpool offered very little in the first half an hour, and it did feel that could have been seized on. And I just don't think we saw Everton really take advantage of that. They've then sort of continued in this first half as Liverpool got better to just fade out. And I think the attack for Everton have had very little involvement. Yeah, it's not been brilliant. Liverpool weren't great, but they lead by 2-0.
Yeah, it's one of those for Everton that I'm surprised with the way they've gone about today. Not in terms of the setup, but I think that it comes into the appealing and the lack of reaction. But that after winning 3 on the bounce, I thought it'd come into this, with the momentum on a high, with a lot of energy, with a lot of optimism and positivity. But it just feels like they've fallen really flat, and they know it's like they know they're second best, and they're easily second best, and they're kind of just letting it happen to them. There's no grit, there's no fight, which I thought we'd really see because of the run that they've been on. But yeah, it's been lacking, and they were just especially for the derby. it should be easy for Everton to get themselves up for this. It's a derby game. You on a good run. They should really fancy themselves. And yeah, I think it's just been a bit soft, a bit flat, and they've allowed Liverpool to get away with not being very good. And then once Liverpool up their game, Everton have kind of just not let them take control, but they've allowed Liverpool to come back into this without much of a reply. And now we're at half time, and suddenly Liverpool are cruising in this, and Everton haven't laid a finger on them.
I look at that Everton front line, and I don't see where the quality's coming from at the moment. Like Vignola, and I always find, Vignola's a very frustrating player. I always find it funny because on the opening day of the season, after she scored the hat-trick, all the Liga F fans are like, oh, look at this, a player comes across from a lower table side in the Liga F, comes across the double cell, and is crushing it. And then since then, she's really struggled to adapt to the league. And I think it's just similar with all of Everton's forwards, is that without Kelly Gargo, there is no one in that attack capable of being that presence up there. They don't have anyone who really creates anything either. And so that combination just leads to nothing really happening. Nothing's functional in that Everton attack. I think, Van Gaal's a really good, really good sort of utility midfielder, runs a lot, works hard, but doesn't really offer you much cutting edge in the final third. Vignola likes to drive with the ball, but isn't very productive at the moment. Mimiki, I think, has those bright sparks, but isn't a very consistent player. And Gabarro's just not physical enough to compete with those front two. So you end up with a lot of forwards who feel very similar for Everton, feel very similar because they're all very similar profiles, and it doesn't give you anything different. There's no good creators. There's no real out-and-out goal scorers. And Tony Payne's really frustrating. But at least she gives you runs in behind.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like Everton have got anyone at the moment that's trying to stretch the play, trying to stretch that Liverpool back line. I just think it's too static. They're not really doing enough to draw Everton out, or to draw Liverpool out, or create that space to attack into. And it's too easy. Even when they turn over the ball high at the pitch, there's just no reaction, no response, no options, and nothing happens. So I just found it very weird to watch Everton in this period. I think what they've done really effectively in the last few weeks is set up defensively and look to spring forwards quickly. And I think they've done that to a very high standard. I think the way they've moved the ball in the last few weeks quickly, the way they've been able to capitalise on mistakes has been strong. But that starts defence first. And defensively, they've not been great. There's a few times they've almost been caught playing out, and then they can't really progress. They can't really move the ball directly. Doggett says, you never walk alone. Liverpool have been the better side here so far, and I don't post anymore since what happened to Mia Enderby. Just got caught, and let's talk through that Mia Enderby goal, because Mia Enderby scoring the goal, getting caught in the aftermath, Harry.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate one. It's a great ball in from Holland, and Enderby, although she misjudged it, does well to beat Brosnan to it and head it home, but unfortunately gets clattered into by the Everton goalkeeper and was stretched off in the end. It's a difficult one for Liverpool. Great time to score the goal and take the advantage, but to see the goal scorer get clattered into and come off injured is not what you want to see. But an important goal for Liverpool. Another one for Enderby, who is enjoying a fine run of form, although it does now look like her season is probably over.
Yeah, indeed. I think to talk about that opportunity, Holland, fantastic ball into the box, created that angle, lifted it in towards the far post effectively. And Mia Enderby, yes, you completely misjudges the header in there, but I think what she does really well is time the run and make that run towards the back post. But yeah, I mean, Liverpool did well to capitalise on that moment. Everton again struggled to play it from the back. It was bouncing around. No one could actually deal with it. Liverpool capitalised. As for the second goal, well, let's start with the foul, because it was completely unnecessary, really, from Hanoko Hayashi.
Yeah, really silly one from Hayashi. Nagano had a back to her and she didn't really try to spin her, but just tried to shuffle the ball along down the line, and Hayashi stuck her leg out and tripped her up, and it was a bit of a silly one. Nagano, they're on the touchline, she's not really going anywhere, and it's one of those that was easily avoidable. He actually didn't need to dive in there, could have just stood Nagano up and allowed her to either run out of road or seen her off the pitch. But no, diving in, committed the foul, and now with in hindsight that looks like a really clumsy decision, because Liverpool went on to score from the free kick.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great delivery again from Kerry Holland. I think the Liverpool runners did well just to cause a bit of a problem. Everton don't deal with the header, or
Mm.
don't deal with the ball coming in. It's headed down, it hits Olsen. Looks like it may strike her left arm, but it drops in front of Olsen. Well, the Everton defence switch off. Everyone stops, puts their
Mm.
arms up in the air. No one reacts to that ball. And Olsen does well. It's a difficult sort of finish. There's lots of bodies around her. There's Brosnan rushing towards her. But it's a really instinctive finish from Beta Olsen. She's just able to poke it home. And yeah, Liverpool capitalised fully on two defensive errors really from Everton. A silly foul and a free kick that Everton don't deal with, and messing around with the ball at the back, and they don't deal with the ball across from Holland again. So yeah, it's just been weak defensively. Liverpool capitalised fully, and while they've only had, I believe, 5 shots, 2 on target, they created 2 big chances and they took them both. This is a far cry from the Liverpool we were watching in 2025. The Liverpool in the first half of the campaign, where they created chances, but they were so unclinical, so poor in front of goal. We're watching a Liverpool side now who are much more instinctive in front of goal, much more effective in front of goal. And while it took them some time to get into this game, it took them some time to really start to break everything down with some consistency. They took those chances when they came towards the end of the half.
Yeah, exactly that. I think it's a Liverpool side that back themselves now. They believe in themselves. I mean, Enderby is the biggest example of that. The form that she's found herself in, but the examples, before she came off, obviously got the goal, but she wants to take players on, wants to be exciting. It's the same with a lot of players in that Liverpool team. There's just belief they can take players on and make things happen. They're not so scared of giving the ball away and making errors that they end up just making wrong decisions or just punting it off the pitch. But yeah, they look completely different, Liverpool. And I think that although people will look at this and say that it hasn't been brilliant, the fact that they're now showing they can get results even when they're not at their best. Liverpool not at their best in 2025 would have lost 5-0 or lose 9-1 like they did to Chelsea. But the fact they're getting the result today, they're getting through a tough knockout tie against their rivals, and I don't really think they've clicked into their highest gear, is really encouraging, because it just shows that the levels that they can reach and that the belief that they should have and they do have in themselves. Have been on a brilliant run in 2026, pulled off some great wins. They absolutely smashed Villa, they beat Tottenham, they're now beating Everton. I think the fact that these two sides, the fact Everton won this game 4-1 only a few months ago, feels crazy when you watch them now and you look at the level of performances, because I think the gap between the two sides has got a lot bigger, and Liverpool are really showing that. It's 2-0 at half time, but if Liverpool click into gear, then this could be 3-4-0 come full time, and suddenly that looks really comprehensive and encouraging for Liverpool, but disappointing for Everton.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to answer which side, or you had to guess which side was 7 points ahead of the other in the WSL table, you wouldn't think it's Everton 7 points ahead of Liverpool. But yeah, Everton have got those results when they needed them. I think Liverpool are playing much better though, and I think this is a Liverpool side who, this game model that Taylor's got is clearly good enough for a Liverpool side to be in and around the top half of the table.
Yeah.
Now, it's a different matter whether they could push into the top 4 and top 5. I think those sides are still a bit better than Liverpool, quite a bit better, but the game model is there. They're playing some really nice football. If they invest in the summer like they did in January, they're going to put themselves in fantastic stead for next season to really kick on from here. But yeah, I think the FA Cup's opportunity for Liverpool. We knew coming into this weekend there was guaranteed to be 2 sides below the WSL into the quarterfinals. If Liverpool draw either Birmingham or Charlton, that's a massively favourable tie. I think even if they draw a Brighton, they'd be happy. If London City were to get through tomorrow, I think they'd be very happy with that. So there's a real opportunity for Liverpool to get to the semi-finals, get to a final if they get the draw the right way. So I think there is, I think there'll be a lot of belief that Liverpool can do something in this FA Cup. This was a draw which could have been quite difficult, but they've dealt with that first half well. They've got 45 minutes to deal with now. They've just got to keep playing the way they have, really. I think that, there were moments at the start of the half where they were a bit shaky, where I think they were a bit inconsistent, where they were giving the ball away a bit sloppily, but they really upped it towards the end of that first half. I think as horrible as the injury was, it gave them a chance to rest and to sort of re-evaluate, and they came after that and were playing some really nice football. If they carry that in the second half, you think they can really kick on.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that, they're a side that are quite suited to knockout football in terms of, I think that the way they control games, the way that Gareth Taylor wants to play football, by having 70% of the ball in a 90-minute knockout football match, you make it very difficult for the opposition to hurt you. And I think, of course, it goes the other way where with the way he plays, you can have as much control as you want, but if you don't take your chances, you can get punished and countered on. But I think that those kind of levels of possession you only expect to see when you're going up against lower league sides. But the fact they can do it against sides of, I mean, look at Chelsea earlier. They had 60-70% of possession during periods of that United game. They come out on top. Liverpool can do the same, and it just it prevents the opposition from really hurting you, and it gives you comfortability, across not in a knockout football match, which is something not many sides can really say they have. So I think that Taylor will fancy his side to do something, and as you say, I think that due to the gap now in the league, it's going to be hard to really show how far they've come in the league table because of the gap they've got to make up and how low they still are. But yeah, they'll fancy themselves to go deep in the FA Cup. It's got hints of, I don't think it's quite there, but it's got hints of when Tottenham reached the final 2 years ago. They got a nice draw and they made it happen. They got to the final, and if Liverpool can get a similarly kind draw and other results fall their way, then they could they could go quite deep. But just got to get the job done here. Big second half, see off Everton, but get another victory behind you, keep the run going, and tune in tomorrow night to see if they draw.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Everton looking to make something happen in this second half, and withdrawn from the action is Van Gaal, to be replaced by number 13, was that?
21, Zara Kramshar, isn't it?
Yes, the new change. Zara Kramshar, new signing from Slovenia. What can she make happen in this second half? Can she come on and have the impact? I mean, what a way to introduce yourself if you were to come on and score a brace, or inspire Everton to turn this game around. It will be Everton to get us back underway here at St Helens Stadium. Waiting for the referee's whistle. Gabardo from the middle knocks it back, and we're back underway in this game. Liverpool leading by 2-0. Can Everton mount a comeback on the road, or can Liverpool see this game out towards the left-hand side? Kitagawa into Vignola. Tries to go down the line. One high up the pitch here. Here's Kapox. Carries it wide. Poked out of play by Hikaru Kitagawa.
Yeah, Liverpool looking to start quickly in this game, in this second half. And you think that they'll be thinking they can get a third goal, and that should be enough to see off any kind of fight back from Everton.
Shimizu. Picked up by Vignola. And now back to Clark. Fisk finds Bernabé. Forced off. That will be a Liverpool throw-in on the far side. Liverpool looking down the line. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, and want to help support us, make sure to share the stream. It's one of those we're competing with a lot of different sporting events right now. So if you want to support us, then make sure to share the stream. Fisk into Shimizu. Wide now to Beta Olsen. Back into Risa Shimizu. Pressure here from Kramshar. It's a double change as Lawley was onto the field as well. On the right-hand side, I thought I saw a number 14 or 13, and it was Melissa Lawley. So Miki withdrawn as well. Bernabé. Now back to Holland. O'Sullivan. Never moving it across the back line. Shimizu. Into Cornelia Kapox. Exchange with Olsen. Coming inside now, Kapox. Forced backwards. Shimizu. Clark. Fisk finds O'Sullivan, who knocks it wide now into Bernabé. Holland back to O'Sullivan. That was smashed there by Kerry Holland. Now Wheeler. Pressed into giving up the ball by Holland. Blundell tries to stand her up. That comes off Blundell. And out for a Liverpool corner.
Again, really good from Holland. Does well to force the corner from Blundell. And Kerry Holland is enjoying another brilliant game in a Liverpool shirt, creating both goals. And yeah, just causing Everton all kinds of problems on that left-hand side.
Yeah, absolutely. Holland's had one hell of a game. And a chance now. Just another ball into the box, home towards the back post. Fisk heads across goal. Can anyone turn it goalwards? O'Sullivan, it bounces around. Tipped over brilliantly by Courtney Brosnan. Everton again failed to deal with the ball into the area. Liverpool not quite able to turn it home, though.
I mean, how many red shirts make contact with this until a blue shirt even gets involved? 4 different Liverpool touches before anyone in an Everton shirt makes contact with it, and that was actually Brosnan to make the save. So poor defending their own area. Liverpool did well to keep it alive, but no one could stick it home.
Yeah, Liverpool wanted that goal. Would have killed this game off, really. Holland to deliver again. Ball laid flat towards the back post. Fisk heads towards goal. Just about dealt with. Still bouncing around the box, though. Kapox. Wide to Holland. Touch and deliver. Good ball in. Headed goalwards. Brosnan. Great reflexes. Gets across well. And she'll look to distribute it quickly. Vignola. And hitting it in behind. Looking for Lawley. One back well. Now it's high with Cramjar, though. Clark clearing her lines. Header won by Wheeler. Vignola. Wheeler. Back to Vignola. Hayashi. Looking to the left-hand side. Now Fernandez. Mace. Plays it wide. Ball knocked on. Here's Cramjar battling away. Can't quite hold on to it. And knocked wide again by Nagano. Vignola putting pressure on us. It's launched down the right-hand side. Olsen gives chase. And that's clumsy from Fernandez. It's not get it under her control and run it off the pitch.
Yeah, again, a messy evening for Everton's defenders. You know, overall the box defending, but Fernandez and Mace made a meal of the first goal. And just overall has been sloppy, has been errors.
Yeah, Shimizu then with a throw-in. Liverpool find a third, really cap off this game. Shimizu inside to Fisk. Shimizu. Now Clark goes back to Jennifer Falk. He's looking to build out from the back.
I mean, Falk might have to stand on this ball until the end of the game. No one engaging with
Everton in no rush to get engaged, no. Guevara finally closed the angle a little bit more, and now they play to the left-hand side. Fisk. Lovely turn there from Grace Fisk. Goes down the line. Bernabé inside to Holland, who receives it well. Was clipped in there by Wheeler, and that's a free kick for Liverpool.
Just dancing. Just dancing at the moment. Kerry Holland, drawing fouls, making things happen. Just an absolute handful. And credit to her, because while for Liverpool, you know, the new signings in the front line have taken the headlines. Beta Olsen, Bergstrom, Silag, even Martha Thomas since she came. But Kerry Holland is just consistent as ever. Just keeps delivering for Liverpool. And now that she's got players to finish off her, you know, brilliant crosses and chances created, she's enjoying a really good season of her own.
Absolutely. Again, you know, better players make everyone else better, don't they?
Yeah.
I think we've seen that, the impact of O'Sullivan and Falk, and the impact of having Shimizu back, Bernabé back.
Yeah.
Adding Thomas and Silag to that front line. Bergstrom, while missing today, has been really important. Olsen, going back from injury, will have another positive impact. Here is Clark. Towards the left-hand side. Fisk carries it down the line. And wide into Bernabé. It's poked out of play.
And it's incredible to think how many players have still got to come back.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very encouraging for Liverpool.
Especially in those midfield areas, your Herbinger, your Kurt. Cross now to Shimizu. Wider still to Kapox. Shimizu. Now Clark. Nagano. Clark. Back to Shimizu. Goes down the line. Great hold up from Olsen. Needs support. Lovely drag back. Room to run into. Plays it inside to Kapox. Looked like that had gone off. Deemed fine. Here's Thomas. Gets around Mace. Mace commits the foul. Free kick Liverpool in a good area.
Again, really nice move from Liverpool. And Mace commits the foul on Thomas.
She's really struggled. Really struggled today, Ruby Mace.
Yeah, both centre halves have not had a good time with it. And Mace will go into the book for that one.
Well, I think it's just more that while Fernandez has been inconsistent, Mace has been that consistency. It's been really solid, but yeah, this has not been a good performance at all from Ruby Mace.
No. Really struggled. But yeah, I think that Everton had a lot of questions. I don't think they've been really. They're on a good run. I think they'll try and brush this result off. But as you say, this game already has highlighted where the problems can lie, and that now they've got through that. They had a good run of 3, but it's not going to be easy to end the season.
Holland. Floats it in towards the back post. It bounces around Clark. Denied excellently by Courtney Brosnan at close range. Great reactions. And that really should have been 3-0 Liverpool.
Once again, Brosnan coming up big to keep Everton in the game. It's another corner. Another corner that no one in Everton shirt deals with. And Thomas knocks it down to Clark, and that is a massive save from Brosnan.
Huge stop from Brosnan.
It's just incredible, though, how every corner...
Ball played into the area. Good claim from Courtney Brosnan. And Everton trying to play out.
The saving grace, really, this Everton side. I mean, you even look at the games that they did win. You know, she had to put off some brilliant saves to make sure they got those wins across the line.
Great hold up from Cramshaw into Gabardo. Played over the top by Wheeler. Cramshaw battling. Clark just about does enough. Good defending there from Jenna Clark. And now it's with Shimizu on this right-hand side. Cramshaw puts the pressure on. Olsen tries to turn out. Great pressure for Vignola to knock it out of play. Kevin says, Gargo's actually on the bench. The interim manager pro on. Time for Everton to swallow their pride. Of course, as if they do that, other players just follow suit. They should never be taken seriously. Yeah, I think they want the best of both worlds. They need Gargo to admit she was wrong, and they need Gargo to sort of publicly say and affirm her commitment to Everton, and then you can bring her back into the fold. But yeah, no, if that doesn't happen, I don't think you can. But obviously, they'd love to have Kelly Gargo because she's their best player by a distance.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And I think this game highlighting how much they do need her. 56 minutes played, 2 shots, 1 on target. That is...
There's no one to hold the ball up. There's nothing really happening in the final third for Everton.
No.
There's no creativity. It's not been great. They've done well in recent weeks to capitalise and be direct. But ultimately... And they got those results. That's been important. But ultimately, this Liverpool side are stretched too far, and they're playing much better football.
Yeah.
Shimizu looking for options down the line. Throws inside to Olsen. And back well by Hayashi. Now Mace into Hayashi. Wheeler. Out wide. Hayashi. Be done more direct, but Clark pouncing. And now Fernandez. Mace. Great pressure, squeezes it out to Hayashi again though. Blundell just moving inside to cover a position. Wheeler tries to feed it forwards, picked off by Bernabé. Now Capox. Thomas. Clark carries, switching the play. Header one by Hanoka Hayashi. Great reaction from O'Sullivan. Pounces in front of Wheeler. Thomas. Capox. Shifts wide into Olsen. Kitagara narrows the angle and Olsen goes backwards. I feel Gunilla Capox a player we haven't seen much of late. Haven't needed to for Liverpool since they brought a lot of other attackers, but I thought she really thrived being the only attacking player. But now we're not really seeing too much from her.
Yeah, I don't know how much I do like her in that 10 role. I thought, I think she's better out wide, and she did fair. And yeah, the injury, it did seem that her form dipped when Herbinger and Kerr got injured, and we had to see a shift inside.
Yeah, I mean, you'd assume, because obviously they've now got O'Sullivan, Nagano, McLean, Kerr and Herbinger. You would think that now, next season, you would assume Capox will move back out to the left-hand side.
Hopefully.
Especially since they didn't really bring in a left winger. You've got Bergstrom on the right. I guess we've got Annie Ozendahl, who we've not seen much of yet. She's been injured.
And Holland.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they've got Holland, Ozendahl on the left-hand side. But Holland can play on the right. Ozendahl can play up front. You've got Silak who can play on the left or up front as well.
Maybe Liverpool have too many options.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Or maybe we'll just see Capox stay in that sort of 10 role, rotating with some of the other options they've got in there. Herbinger and Kerr more suited to the same sort of... Well, Herbinger more suited to the role of Capox. So that's a nice rotation, but you quite like to play both of them on your best days.
Yeah.
Kerr, nice rotation with Dennis O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Everton playing out to the right-hand side. Blundell going down the line. Bernabé picking it off once again. O'Sullivan. That's a poor pass. Great anticipation from Lawley. Wheeler forced backwards. Now Mace. Brosnan into Mace. Blundell. Wheeler. Lawley. One back well in midfield by Bernabé. On the left-hand side by Bernabé. Driving the ball forwards now is Wheeler. Here's Hayashi. Feeds to the left-hand side. Fernandez. Kitagawa. Can she go down the line? Finds Kramjar, who turns. Tries to find Vignola. It's just not alert. Shimizu. Looked like she may have ran that out of play. Again, though. And Everton not happy. Again, that doesn't get called.
Cut of those on this near side.
Yeah, as you say, not the first that we've seen. Mace going back all the way to Courtney Brosnan.
I mean, Everton, you're 2-0 down in a cup tie. Then there's not even a hint of trying to pull it back.
They're not throwing much of the game. I mean, that double change at half-time was a limp response, really.
Yeah.
And nothing's changed in the way they're playing. It feels that they're very much focused on just surviving in the league. They don't view a cup run as possible.
No.
They've kind of just given up.
Yeah.
With half an hour to go.
They're just going to just play it out and then, as I say, get back to it after the international break.
I just think they're safe now.
Yeah.
So what are they playing for this season? This is the kind of competition where you go, well, this is something to play for. But now when you look at their fixtures coming up, Tottenham, United, Liverpool at home, Chelsea and Arsenal. Finish the final day at Leicester. Against Leicester.
I feel like they're just turning up to give other teams points.
Yeah.
For the last few games.
Well, they've got nothing left to play for, but they should be safe because they're 7 points above Liverpool, 8 points above Leicester, 6 points above West Ham. So there's no way all three of those sides gain enough points to jump above them. So yeah, it does just feel Everton haven't got much left to play for. I think that's showing tonight.
Yeah. They'll look at it as making sure that they go into that last game of the season where there's no possibility that if they lose to Leicester, then they could be in trouble. So that's the only thing they've got left. But with that kind of run, who do they even look at beating? they win any of their next
Liverpool at
5,
home. Yeah, we'd struggle to see them winning any of them.
I think they could be in for quite a difficult end of the season.
I guess the only things you can look at are the fact that they play Chelsea and Arsenal back to back, but one of those teams has to be involved at those weekends because of the Champions League semi-finals. So they'll have a game later in the campaign, definitely. They've also got United just before they play Champions League quarter-finals. So they could place a rotated side there.
Yeah. They are going to throw a couple more players at it, though. Tony Payne and Aurora Ghali coming on soon.
I think positive changes overall there, then.
Yeah.
Fisk.
Feel for Kramjar, who's coming for, we've got to see what she's made of, but she hasn't really had a chance to touch the ball. It's a difficult one. It'd be nice to see, what she could bring, but...
Well, yeah, a couple of touches here and there, nothing particularly flashy. Struggled to hold the ball up a little bit in there. Nice move that from Holland, who's just floating on this little pitch. Well, swung in by Bernabé, Brosnan out to collect, who, despite everything else falling around, has had a pretty solid game, actually. Should have done a lot better on the first goal, but this second half, a couple of good saves.
Yeah.
Just kept this from being embarrassing.
Very important. Been a massive boost since she returned from injury and replaced Emily Ramsey. As I say, I mentioned the London City win. I mentioned the Villa win. There's some big saves in there.
Kitagawa carrying it, looks to find Gabardo. Great movement from the striker. Can she cut inside and take aim? She does! What a save from Jennifer Falk. Somehow the officials, who've been pretty dreadful in this game, have decided that has not touched the goalkeeper.
That's a howler of a decision.
Kitagawa finds Gabardo. This is brilliant from Amy and Gabardo. Holds the ball up well. Chops back and doesn't hold the ball up. Just uses the ball well to break in behind. Cuts back in. Lets fly. Tipped wide by Jennifer Falk.
Yeah, Falk didn't get much on it, but she,
had to
obviously needed to tip it past the post. But that's come from nowhere. A bit of directness from Everton and got Gabaro in the game.
Finally. Now they're going to bring her off. Double change.
Maybe they can take that shot and that'll spur them on. Here we go. Who's going to come? I'm intrigued to see what the moves are here then.
So it's going to be Gabardo withdrawn after that effort. For Tony Payne, and on the other casualty, Ornella Vignola replaced by Aurora Ghali.
Yeah, another quiet night for Vignola.
Yeah, just didn't do anything really.
No. It's a weird one because she started pretty lively and then she got moved. Where did Sorensen put her? Central midfield?
He put everyone everywhere.
Yeah, so then we were just watching Ornella Vignola play in a pivot.
But no shots, no chances created. One touch in the opposition box, 50% on dribbles, 0% on crosses.
That's not good enough.
Just nothing there.
Yeah.
To look at.
Simple
30 touches, nothing positive.
Yeah.
And she's 21. There's loads of potential there, but it's just not really happened this season for Vignola. And the opening day of the season was so positive. Scoring that hat-trick, that looked really good. But outside of that, she's offered very little, I feel, this campaign.
How many has she scored this campaign?
4.
And 3. Oh, yeah.
3 on the opening day.
Yeah. So,
yeah, her record looks decent. But, I mean, she's got the same number in the league this season as... Oh, no, Enderby's on 3 in the league, I think. A player there who hadn't scored for 2 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, positive opening day, but outside of that, it's been a bit of a quiet first campaign for Ornella Vignola.
Yeah, they're in a difficult spot, Everton. They really are. I'm really intrigued to see what they do next, what direction they go in.
Yeah, I think recruitment is needed. I think their backline is pretty poor.
Yeah.
Even with Blundell coming in, Kitagawa now getting a decent run in the team. a good season for Ruby Mace. It's not a back line that, you'd look at finishing mid-table, finishing top half, anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just balled knocked down the line one by Payne. Wheeler will try and get there. I think they need attackers. I think they need a striker who can score goals. I think they need someone who's going to create chances in wide areas or in attacking midfield. They just don't have anything there. But, there's some players there they can build around. I think Ruby Mace is absolutely one. I think Brosnan's a top keeper.
Yeah.
I think Martina Fernandez has started to look okay.
Yeah, they got a lot of people leading on a free. Clear some of the players that just aren't good enough. And, see what you're left with in the summer and then just rebuild from there.
Yeah. Nagano. Now Fisk. Goes down the line, and here is Blundell. Mace. Blundell. Garley under pressure. Blundell under pressure. Pokes it across. Fernandez. Tries to play it through the lines. Shimizu gets there and kept in play by Falk, but it's all gone a little bit messy here. And Shimizu can't keep that in play. Everton throw.
I feel like Falk was probably just better off letting that go.
Not giving us a Liverpool throw. Which Shimizu's in no rush to take. 20 minutes to go. Liverpool just slow this game down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Olsen heads. Thomas heads on to Olsen. Great hold up from Victor Olsen. Back to Thomas. Goes all the way back to Fisk.
It's like
to the left hand side and turns.
I feel like I forgot how good Victor Olsen was before she got injured. Come back, already scored a goal, and it's just looked really strong.
Yeah, brilliant player, Victor Olsen. Clark. Shimizu. Clark. Lifting it forwards. Cut out by Tony Payne. A good challenge from O'Sullivan. Thing away. It's Capox. Forced backwards into Mace. And with 20 minutes to play, Everton just need to start getting the ball forwards. They're going to mount some sort of comeback. They need to score very soon. Kramjar tries to carry it forwards. Big challenge in there from Clark. Wheeler through the lines. Brilliant from Payne. Ball in is blocked. And cleared away. Kitagawa chests it down. Olsen tries to foul up. Fella cannot do it. Ball in from Blundell is blocked. Garley.
Better from Everton. They're getting on the ball. Trying to make things happen. I think it's the longest
passage.
Yeah. Passage of possession that they've had all game.
Ball clipped in behind. Clark will get there. Doesn't fully deal with that ball. Wheeler will put pressure on possession. Clark knocking it up the line. One back here by Tony Payne, who drives inside. Now Kramjar touches it back for Garley, who takes save, and it's crept in. And now, could Everton start to mount a comeback here? Aurora Garley unleashing one to the near post. It really should have been stopped by Jennifer Falk. She pushed it into the post. It came back and hit Falk and trickled over the line. And it's Liverpool 2, Everton 1.
Yeah, rare error from Jennifer Falk allows Everton to get back into this game, but it's really nice football from the Toffees. Clark doesn't deal with it initially, clears it into Payne, who lays it into Kramjar, and this is a lovely little set from Kramjar into Garley, who can run onto it, hit it first time. It's hit pretty decently, hits the post, hits Falk on the back and comes home.
It pinballs, doesn't it? Look, it hits the post, hits Falk, hits the post, hits Falk.
Oh my days. It's a bit of fortune, but you need that sometimes when you're up against it.
Well, it's not a bad shot either. And yet, pinballs between Falk and the post and rolls in the back of the net.
Well, I said
that gives Everton something to fight with now.
It does.
But Payne has been a really positive, outlet. They've been picking her out in behind. She picked up the ball there and feeds it straight into Kramjar, who picks up on this pass. Will shoot from range. Could this find the goal? No.
Wrong decision. really bright, and I was about to praise her because the assist was really good, and it was 3 subs combining for the Everton goal, and she lost possession there, and I don't really know why she's tried that shot. I really don't. It was a
If it goes in, she never has to pay for a pint in Liverpool ever again.
True, but
In Everton.
I just think that 2-on-3 there, you've got to try and make something work.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're in this now, Everton, from absolutely no
chance. Nagano feeds it into Thomas, who needs support. Tries to find Olsen. Good challenge from Kitagawa. Doggett says, I always watch you guys when I can't watch the game live. Great play-by-play analysis. I'm watching from Canada. -20 here. Wow. Sounds cold, but thank you for joining us for this evening game. And yeah, I mean, we've had 15-degree weather here. The first time since the turn of the year. It hasn't rained. It's been nice.
Yeah.
Now, first, I think Everton need a good, experienced manager who can help out with recruitment until they get the club hierarchy sorted and settled. Who would you be looking at then, Phil? Who would you say Everton can bring in? And also, it's nice to see Garley back. Looked promising before the injury, yeah. Well, that a well-struck effort. Not quite on target, but it did end up at the back of the net with a little bit of fortune.
Do you know what Everton should do? Go get Amadine Mikel and then buy Mouchon off Leicester.
And Chosanote from wherever they sent her to.
Yeah.
Clark tries to come inside. Cleared away well. Fisk heading down.
Yeah, I think that Everton goal has just woke Liverpool up a little bit. They were kind of just hoping to breeze to a 2-0 victory, but Everton just, sending out a bit of a warning sign that we're still in this game.
Absolutely. But yeah, it feels like we're not going to see many managerial changes this summer. Obviously, last summer you had Tottenham, City, and I feel like there's one more in there. Liverpool, of course.
Leicester.
And Leicester. All out to the left-hand side. Holland. Looking for options. So a third of the league changed managers. Ball into the box. Nodded on. Olsen, let's fly. Ooh. Just over the bar.
He caught it nicely. Caught it really nicely, Bader Olsen, but couldn't keep it down. And that would have been a big goal to re-establish the 2-goal lead for Liverpool. Another cross that isn't dealt with by Everton. Flicked on by Thomas, falls to Olsen, but just blazes it over the bar.
But yeah, last time we saw 4 managers. The summer before, Chelsea changed manager. We saw Slager's brought in a couple of days into, or a couple of games into the season, a couple of weeks into the season. We saw Arroyo. Well, we saw firstly DePaul brought in, then Arroyo. This season, obviously we've seen some manager changes, but going into this summer, it looks like Everton the only club that will probably change their manager. But
yeah,
Everton are now making a change. Kelly Gargo.
This is big. This is big. Back. If they can avoid conceding this free kick, which is not a given.
I mean, they concede it, why bring her on?
Yeah.
But Holland to deliver, and she's already got 2 assists to her name today.
Yeah.
Can she find a third?
And Everton's box defending has been rubbish. Here we go.
Well, it's not quite as good delivery. Head away by Cramshot. Mace on the ball. It's brought down there by Grace Fisk.
Does well to win that foul because she was making a mess of that, Ruby Mace.
Yeah.
Just running into the corner with no idea what she was doing. And she's got a fistful of Fisk's shirt. Yeah, fortunate.
Fernandez. Now, Kitagawa. Who do Everton bring off here? Just subbed off all their attackers and brought on new ones.
Well, they're going for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't think which team has come off.
Hayashi is in midfield and
Van Gaal?
No, she's
come off.
It's Wheeler as well. Ball in from Lawley is blocked. So I guess someone like Lawley will go into, unless they're going to put Gargo in midfield, to be fair.
They're going to go for, they're just going to put everyone up front.
Everyone.
Yeah. The opposite of Brian Sorensen. Yeah, not only is it big that Gargo is returning, but if she can come on and change this game and potentially send us to extra time, what a reintroduction that would be for Kelly Gargo to the Everton setup.
Sayashi making way. Gargo into the midfield then. Gargo is back, and as Kevin says, Gargo is coming. Yes.
Here we go. Can she let the football on the pitch do the talking.
Well, yeah. Big return for Everton. Kelly Gargo pushing for a move away. Now back in the team. Towards the back post. Gargo's not going to get there.
No, she didn't jump.
She's not asked.
No, it doesn't get. She can't sabotage.
Ball cleared away. Now run to Brosnan and 13 to play. Everton have got to make this happen quickly.
I can't believe how quickly this has gone from Liverpool cruising into the quarterfinals to suddenly Everton have got 12 minutes to send us to extra time.
Suddenly I think we're going beyond the 90 again.
Yeah. This has come from
Everton
nowhere.
find Sutton, surely. Kitagawa drives inside. Yeah, it's another goal. It's going to be 2-2 or 3-1. Either Everton will find that goal or Liverpool will find another goal because Everton just throw everyone forwards.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just get Martina Fernandez in the box now.
Yeah.
Just aim for her and Gargo.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just playing crosses. Mace. Looking to hit Payne.
No.
Who's offside. And Harry doesn't agree.
No, not at all. I knew she was going to put her flag up because she wasn't in line. That's unlucky for Payne. I can't wait to see the replay and see
I feel we speak a lot about the poor standard of the officiating, but today has been particularly poor.
I thought Chelsea United was good. I thought they were good until the 90.
I don't think the liners were in play. Were in line with play ever. Like that, the fella who was run the line on the far side and set up.
They had a good 70 minutes.
But in line.
They had a good 70 minutes though. And that's the thing, no one talks about that bit.
Yeah.
I mean, did Baltimore handball at the end? Maybe.
Nah, just go to Chelsea. Nah.
And then again, I mean, I agree, this game has not been good.
Officiating.
Yeah.
No.
The ball's gone out of play a few
That
times.
Was
that was a good decision. Probably wasn't given.
Gargo tries to hold it up. Nodded away by O'Sullivan. Now Holland. Great pressure from Payne. Forces a mistake. Everton throwing on the far side. I have to say, Tony Payne has been the catalyst for change.
Yeah, she really has.
Just stretching the team. Just working hard. Wheeler. Offering an outlet. No one else wants to run in behind. It's Payne. Liverpool trying their luck now. Just putting their hand up every time she gets on the ball. Again, that's poor from Payne.
And there's the problem with Tony Payne. She can look bright, but I don't know what that was.
But also, she's very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
There, she's dropped. She's great if she's the other side of the defensive line.
Yeah.
But she drops in and she can't play a 5-yard pass. Tries something ambitious, doesn't really come off. Change for Liverpool. Martha Thomas departs. Already Silag coming onto the field. Quite a positive change for Liverpool.
I like that.
Should not have gone more defensive?
No. I think that's that's gonna hurt Everton more because it now means that if Liverpool just clear the ball, you've got Silag running at Mason Fernandez, who today have been really poor. They're looking to kill it off.
Indeed. Here is Falk. O'Sullivan round the corner. Garley puts the pressure on. Mace trying to make the challenge. O'Sullivan loses out to Gargo. Wheeler. Lawley. Oh, they've got Aurora. I was trying to work out who's in midfield. It's Aurora Garley and then Kramjar on the 10, isn't it? With Lawley one side, Payne the other. Garley wide to Payne. To Garley. Can they get this ball in the box? Tries to go through the lines to Payne. Good interception from O'Sullivan out though for another throw. Blundell. One here well by Garley, battling away with O'Sullivan. Bernabé can't clear. Payne to Kramjar, trying to create space. Finds Lawley, who can't get the shot away now. Kitagawa, who can unleash it, and it takes a deflection. And a good stop from Jennifer Falk, who gets down to it well.
Big save from Falk. Well shifted across the penalty area by Everton, and it falls to Kitagawa, who catches it nicely. And the deflection made it a lot more difficult for Falk. But the keeper reads this one and can, this time, claim it.
Ball long from Shimizu out. Striking the assistant referee. And that will be a throw-in on the near side for Everton. Gargo, good hold-up. All fours from Wheeler.
Oh, Clark got away with one there. Nearly robbed the possession by Lawley. but manages to work it to Fisk.
And now it's with Clark. Shimizu. Nagano in the central area, looking to switch the play. Holland knocks it on one more, and it will find Alejandro Bernabé. Delivered in towards the box. Kapox wins the header, wins the second header. It's into the hands of Courtney Brosnan.
It is incredible how poor Everton have been in their own penalty area. I mean, even there, how is Kapox the one that gets to head that again and no one jumps with her? I can't believe they're still in this game. Liverpool will be kicking themselves. Especially if this does end up going to extra time now. Because Everton have just come from nowhere. And Liverpool really could have and should have put them to bed.
Kapox won well in there by Kitagawa. Ball inside now to Gargo. And Payne goes very early.
I think Gargo's got to play that sooner, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Payne does. I think Gargo, once not playing it, though, why play it?
Yeah.
Like Payne miles offside, and you know that because she's offside before you even thought about playing the pass. Why play the pass? Hope the referee hasn't noticed.
Gamble. But yeah, big last few minutes here.
Ball long to Silag. Tries to get around Fernandez. Muscles are off well, cleared by Mace. And out for a Liverpool throw.
I think that's the first cross that a blue shirt has made first contact with it. But yeah, Gareth Taylor and his bench don't look entirely comfortable, and understandably so.
Shimizu looks down the line, now goes into the pocket with Kapox, back to Risa Shimizu. Down the line with Olsen, ball into the area. Silag went for the acrobatic. Couldn't pull it off. Nagano. And Fisk feeds it wide. Holland. Ball cut back and picked off by Mace. One high by Bernabé. And that's headed away well. Nagano. Shimizu. Here is Nagano. Shimizu. Falk. Into O'Sullivan. Now it's with Clark. Falk launches long. And Silag brings it down. Olsen. Advantage played as Liverpool keep possession. Silag fouled. Olsen inside. Back to Silag. Who opens up for the shot.
Ooh.
Tried to shift it. I think could have had a shot. Falls now for Olsen, who should score. Big save from Brosnan. Messy. So messy at the back, and Everton get away with it.
Yeah, again, really poor decisions being made by Everton in their own penalty area. Silag with the dancing feet to somehow work the ball to Olsen, who lets fly, but once again denied by Brosnan. Really good stop.
Yeah, it's just so clumsy from everyone involved in trying to do some defending there from Everton.
Yeah. It's just carnage. Liverpool need that third goal just to kill this game off.
Holland delivers it in towards the far post. It's headed away. And there's a few players down there. It's in the foul. Brosnan, there's some fisticuffs here. And there's a scrap in this Merseyside derby. It's got a bit feisty. Cramjar and Clark. And Silag and Mace and Fernandez. And the referee just gets in there and realises, hang on, I should probably book someone here for having a scrap. Who's going to be booked?
I'm not quite sure. Someone came in and pushed Silag
Getting booked
off of Brosnan, but then Silag got up and retaliated. Is Silag the only one So who came in here? This is what. So they all bundled on the goalkeeper.
So Silak's on top of the keeper in the aftermath.
And then
Kramjar.
that's
It's Mace who pushes her off. Kramjar's in there as well. She's having fisticuffs with Clark, who's having a word with Mace. In comes O'Sullivan to be a mediator.
I mean, I guess you
love it.
Silak with an initial foul, but I tell you what, Mace is lucky. So, what? Brosnan got booked apparently.
Brilliant. Brosnan got sat on, and I think TNT thinks she's the one booked.
That can't be right.
No.
But yeah, I think Mace is quite fortunate there. Already on a yellow card.
Yeah, probably should have walked. Can't be going around shoving people. There we go. Silak got booked. There's no way Corley Brosnan.
No, surely not. Nothing though would sum up this game more
than Brosnan getting booked for being jumped on and then a fight happening.
On top of that.
Yeah. She's lying on the floor defenseless watching a fight. Yeah, that was your fault. Payne, Blundell, Kramjar. Great hold up.
We got some fisticuffs, so we got some handbags in Merseyside derby.
So I don't think I've seen many fights in the women's game.
No, but that was a bit feisty.
Yeah. Bit of bite.
Sounds like the game. It's tense right now. A minute to go.
Kevin asks, is there a watchalong tomorrow? Yes, we'll be live for Tottenham versus London City. Join us for that evening game. And then Shamley was asked, after the Spurs London City game, which tunes you have lined up next? Well, hopefully we'll have some Asian Cup action next week.
Yes.
We're going to see if we can find a way to watch that. I don't believe there's currently a UK broadcaster, but we will find a magical way. We'll transport the studio to Australia. Watch it pitch side.
That's really come live. Everyone in a week's time, we're in Australia.
Bet if we can take the studio, we just don't reference it.
Yeah.
We set up this whole thing up.
You know, they'd notice because we'll be upside down.
We filmed the whole tournament with the camera upside down. And go, we're in Australia for the Asian Cup. So yeah, we should have some Asian Cup action next week. And then we're back with England internationals after that. We've got England versus Ukraine and Iceland versus England. The 3rd and 7th of March, something like that. 3 minutes of additional time at the end of this game. Can Everton find a late winner? Then I'll also be back with the League Cup final and lots of WSL and Women's Champions League to end March. But yeah, we are live tomorrow. Join us there. That will replace our usual Monday show. It is a 7:30 kickoff tomorrow. Rose asking what times it starts. 7:30 kickoff tomorrow. We'll be live from 7:15. Kapok's looking to come inside. I think the draw is just before that, so we'll be talking about that as well on the stream. Bernabei to the left-hand side. Holland looks to beat Blundell. Ball in. Silak can't get there. Blundell lets it run. Olsen, lovely movement. And Bexer Olsen back with a bang. Double for Olsen. And that is game, set, match here at the St Helens Stadium. And there's a flag for offside. The goal's been disallowed. And Everton are going to try and score a goal here. Liverpool coming forwards, though. Nagano. There's a goal graphic on the screen. And there's not a goal in the game. Olsen taking it down the line. Kramjar wins it back. Trying to carry it forwards. Battling with Nagano. Brilliant from Kramjar. Norwich kind of runs into it and continues the attack. They're still coming forwards, though. Norwich could keep running at the football and dragging it forwards with her.
I'd love to see who was offside in that Olsen goal.
Yeah.
It wasn't Beta Olsen.
No. And now we'll have a look. What was it?
Oh, handball.
Hit her arm, and they didn't penalise this one.
I did see that one. Good decision.
I mean, that is a really well taken goal.
But she did handball it.
Yeah. Shadow says, who would you like to see? Who would you like to see in the quarterfinals? Well, all the teams that are in it.
Arsenal get Man City. And United Man.
Oh, right. Sorry, yeah. I hope that happens.
And Man United get Tottenham when they beat London City.
Chelsea gets
Charlton.
No, Birmingham.
No, I'll play Charlton.
Yeah, if it's in Charlton.
Yeah. No, I think I think we'll be in a position where we're going to get at least 2 good quarterfinals. I mean, they're all going to be good.
Well,
but...
yeah, I think what we've got this year is that there's going to be a few a few teams that shouldn't really be there, in the sense that, you know, you'd expected Birmingham or Charlton to have faced a tougher side by now.
Yeah.
But neither of them have faced WSL opposition. Meanwhile, we've had loads of WSL clashes, like these two teams meeting.
Yeah.
Chelsea play United. Arsenal play Villa in the last round. We have London City tomorrow playing Tottenham. Earlier today, Brighton versus West Ham. Yeah. All of these just means we end up with a situation where we're going to get some small, like some WSL 2 sides now, definitely in the quarterfinals with Birmingham and Charlton. Imagine those two meet. We're suddenly going to have one of the WSL 2 teams in the semi-finals.
Yeah, there's a world where if Charlton and
that is full time here at the St Helens Stadium. Liverpool 2, Everton 1. Wow. Big win for Liverpool. They played well for about 20 minutes. And yeah, Everton almost mounting a comeback at the end. There's a slow start from Liverpool. They had a good passage at the end of the half. The second half wasn't... well, it was a bit of a slow burn at first. We thought Liverpool just sit out easily, but Everton did start to mount a comeback at the end there, Harry.
Yeah, they did. They threw everything at it. They got a goal for a bit of fortune. A shot from Garley hitting the post, hitting Falcon, going in. But that seemed to kick them into life. They made changes. They went for the game, but wasn't to be. And that last 10 minutes got really nervy for Liverpool in what was otherwise a really comfortable affair. And Everton didn't really land a blow. Aurora Garley's got a lot of words for the match referee at the end here. He seems to be laughing them off, but she doesn't seem to be seeing the funny side of the conversation. Not quite sure what I mean. They'll be frustrated with the Liverpool second goal, really. But yeah, Everton, not a great game. They came to life after the goal, but couldn't send us to extra time, and Liverpool are into the last 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, should be a great last 8. We've still got one team to get there, though. Join us tomorrow evening as London City take on Tottenham. And by the time we're live for that stream, we'll already know all the quarter-final matchups. So cannot wait for that. Phil says, I want City or Chelsea for Arsenal. That's either a reverse jinx or Phil has gone insane. I hope Man City face Arsenal. That'd be good. Get one of those out of the way. I hope we get some good ties in the next round. But yeah, should be interesting. We'll find those out tomorrow. That though, rounds up today's action. Thanks everyone that has joined us. A bit of a quieter stream this evening, but thank you everyone that has joined us for this one and everyone that did join us as well for this morning's game. That is everything that guys very much watching, and we'll see you next time.